All right, so if you want to get up, if you want to adjust, if you want to stay seated, we're going to find a place and we're just going to start warming up our bodies. So moving the way our bodies want to move, doing what feels right.
I've got that main character energy.
Who does? Me? You?
Me, the Zoom.
Is it zooming
It
again?
loves you,
Zoom in
baby.
on me.
It loves you. You're a star. And as we're moving through here, we're going to do a scan of our body. So try to start moving toes and feet. Noticing how those guys feel. Up through the legs, hips, stomach, our chest, and our shoulders. See how those shoulders are doing. Arms. Neck and head. And we went quick here because now we're going to go again and we're going to find which body part wants to tell a story. That's a good laugh to hear. And when you know which body part wants to tell a story, try to find a pose that is the beginning of that story. And then a pose that is the middle of the story. And one for the end of the story. And at a moderate pace, we're going to run through all three. Just beginning, middle, end.
Do we keep repeating?
Yep, just kind of keep it repeating, and then we're going to do it very slowly, allowing your transition to all three be very slow. And then 3 times very quickly. And you can come back to kind of the main area. The facing of Zoom. Would anyone like to share what their 3 parts of story are? I can start. So I have to do this though.
Make it talk.
So I am an overconfident middle-aged woman. and I go to kick a ball, but it sprains my ankle instantly, and the middle is me holding my ankle. I end in the hospital just because I thought I was confident I could still move like when I was young.
That is so sad.
I didn't have as much of a story. Mine was my ear, and it was fill it up, hear 'em out, drain it dry.
I like it.
Okay, so I don't have words to go with my story.
That's okay.
But okay. Okay, now I gotta turn around and do this again. Okay. So it was my stomach. And so I guess I'll try to narrate. Doubled over with stomach pain, begging for release, and then getting relief.
Ah, I love it.
That's real.
That is real.
Also, as a middle-aged woman,
Yeah,
living that 40s life.
that is definitely that 40s life.
Oh, oh man.
All right. So, as we're settling, now we're going to do a game where we start a story. I will start telling the story. At the end, I will point out the next person who's going to continue telling the story and a word. Whatever word I say is the word that you must weave into the next part of the story.
The last word that you say? Or the word? Okay.
Yeah. So,
Okay.
any questions?
Yeah, how do you point on here?
So, since we can't point, you're going to say the name and then the word. We
Okay.
could point if we went through a lot of
You
arranging.
Ew.
But I like just name and word is going to be a little bit clearer. So I might say like Leah, telephone. And then you would be like, somehow whatever this is getting a telephone.
Okay, so the next, you don't have to begin with telephone, but telephone has to be in it.
It just has to be in it. So it might go, there's a little fish swimming in the ocean and they're really happy. Megan, elevator. And then Megan would say, and the fish finds a magical water-filled glass elevator and gets into it and goes up to heaven. Leah, toilet. And the fish realizes
Yeah,
that
got
if
it.
you go to heaven, you have to grow legs and find a toilet. That's just fish rules.
Fish rolls. Okay.
All right. And if do you have the beginning of a story you want to start? Because you could start it if you wanted. No.
You know that I'm brain dead. My
That's
brain cells are gone.
yeah, that's why it might be fun. I
I
mean,
nursed right before I came to do this.
you never know what the brain cells are going to say.
It sucks out all of my energy. Okay.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I don't have a story at the moment.
That's okay. All right. So once upon a time, we take ourselves now to a majestic mountain range. We imagine the tall peaks of the mountains. We imagine the mist going across the top of the mountains. And we zoom in to a small cabin where we are about to meet the heroes of our story today. Megan, dead raccoon.
The heroes were assembled in the cabin, And they were noticing that the cabin was not prepared for them to stay any length of time there. It was very cold inside. There was no firewood or supplies. And um, there was a strange smell. So they were looking around to understand where the smell was coming from. And they move back a bookshelf and find a trap door. And they decide to go down the trapdoor because what if the supplies are all just hidden? So they all climb down, and there are all these crates stacked around everywhere. And underneath one of the crates, they find a dead raccoon. That's where all the horrible smell is coming from. They also find a shovel with a rusted out hole in it, but it is strong enough to scoop up the dead raccoon. And they fling it up out of the trapdoor into the main cabin area. But the ladder breaks. So they can't get out of the pit, but the dead raccoon is up in the main level. Leah, beach ball.
So, in an effort to get out of the hole, the heroes decided to pool their powers. And one of them, their power was to be super stretchy. And so one of the superheroes took that stretchy superhero and lassoed him up, and he grabbed the top of the stairwell thing, or where the ladder had been, and everyone else climbed up him like a rope. And then they all pulled him back up. And when they got up there, they saw this poor little dead raccoon that was incredibly smelly, yes, but still looked so angelic and still so full of potential, as though his time had been taken before he was ready to go. And they just thought to themselves, he deserves another chance to experience all that life has to offer and to soar to new heights. One of the other superheroes' superpowers was the gift of unstoppable wind. And he could blow and blow and blow for days without losing any amount of lung capacity. He could just go for days. So the friends realized that this little cabin in the mountains had an adorable little lake next to it. And so they decided to go out onto the lake and bring their little friend, the raccoon, the dead raccoon, with them. And the undying winded superhero blew them out on this little raft that they found. And as they're sitting out there, they're holding the raccoon and they're petting the raccoon. Despite it being smelly, it aired out quite a bit outside. And they said, "Oh, little raccoon, we wish we could give you the chance to fly." And that's when the windy superhero said, "I can do something to help." And he took that raccoon, he opened its mouth and blew him up like a beach ball, and then tied it off with some string so that he could stay blown up. And
His mouth.
This superhero tossed the little raccoon beach ball back and forth and back and forth for hours, enjoying their time. And they could swear that they heard the little raccoon going from person to person. How long do we go on with this story? Do I pass it to the next?
As long as you want.
No, but if I'm done, do I pass it to you or pass it to okay?
You can pass it to either one of us, whatever you've done. I don't know how many more horrors you have.
Catherine, funky cheese.
One moment. All right. Having blown the smelliest parts of the raccoon out of its dead body and into the lake, uh, and having blown all of this air and thrown it back and forth, the heroes no longer could smell what their environment was starting to smell like, because the raccoon guts on the lake were creating quite a stench, and the the throwing of the raccoon beach ball, even though the raccoon's soul was so into it that it went and it was very much just living its best life, created quite a smell. And over on the shore of the lake there was a couple, rather wealthy couple, who had a picnic out. And Gertrude, the woman, said, Reginald, Reginald, you seem to have brought the stinkiest cheese that I have ever smelled in my life. It smells foul. It smells like when you had your taxidermy hobby. And he said, My dear, I only brought a cheddar. I don't know what could be creating this smell. And so they got out their golden-crusted binoculars, and they looked out on the lake, and they said, it's those superheroes again. Oh yes, Gertrude, it is. It is the superheroes again. They're always causing trouble. It's enough to make one want to be a supervillain. Well, yes, but who has the time? And he laughed, but it was a hollow laugh. And they knew that it was a hollow laugh. And they knew that really they wanted to get back at these superheroes in some significant way. Because this lake house that they had bought cost a lot of money. It was very, very fancy, and it was equipped with the underground bunkers that all of the super rich have for when the planet is destroyed and they're going to go hide there. So they thought, they sat there a little while longer and they drank a little wine, and then Gertrude said, you know, they look awfully vulnerable out there on their boat. Megan a narcissistic alligator.
Okay. Why, yes, Gertrude, they do look vulnerable out there on their boat, said Reginald. And I think I have just the thing for this moment. So Gertrude and Reginald packed up their picnic lunch, put away their gilded binoculars, and went back to their estate that featured an indoor pool, habitat full of evil creatures. They had poisonous spiders, magical snakes, bats with extra big fangs, and narcissistic alligators in their indoor evil animals habitat. So Gertrude, who had a way with narcissistic alligators, approached the side of the pool and sat down in a glamorous pose And when an alligator floated by, she lavished it with compliments. Oh, alligator, your mouth is so long and your teeth, there's so many. Your teeth are so numerous. I think that you might be the only alligator who could possibly take down these filthy superhero hooligans who've invaded our country cabin. And the alligator, being a narcissist, was easily manipulated. And so the alligator got into its rhinestone encrusted alligator harness. And Gertrude was able to walk this narcissistic alligator in its rhinestone harness with its premium patent leather leash back to the side of the lake where the superheroes were still playing beach ball with the inflated raccoon. And at that point, it was actually just ridiculous. There were rancid raccoon guts all over the surface of the lake, forming little miniature islands, just floating around.
They've been playing this for a long time.
It's a really fun game. And the superheroes are having so much fun. They're really involved. And the raccoon is still going, ee, wee, wee. And the guts are just swirling along the top. Leah. Leah. Old Western Saloon.
So, our good friend Gertrude is at the side of the lake with her incredibly frosted up narcissistic alligator. And almost immediately, when they got to the edge of the water, the alligator stopped and thrashed his head towards Gertrude and said, "Excuse me, madam. You did not tell me I would be walking through such refuse. What is going on here? What do you expect me to do?" And Gertrude said, "Well, my dear narcissistic alligator, I need you to be ever so kind. And I need you to swim me over to those, or to swim over to those fellows who are over there throwing around that poor deceased raccoon. And I need you to eat them." And the narcissistic alligator looked at her and said, "I will not. I will not put my beautiful scales into this filthy water. I need my own raft to get over there." And before Gertrude could say another word, he chomped her head off and used her body to swim over to... This is where I'm at, y'all. To swim over to the raccoon beach ball playing superheroes. Jesus Christ. And immediately he hopped off of Gertrude the raft and onto their raft, which by this time had become quite clean of all of the raccoon guts. It had all kind of gone off into the water. And he hopped onto the raft just as the raccoon ball was coming right for him, and he leapt up and popped the raccoon ball. And the superhero said, "Now, wait a minute. That was our friend, the raccoon ball. How dare you pop him? Raccoon ball!" and they immediately took the alligator and started wrestling him. They wrestled him. The stretchy guy stretched himself and wrapped him around the all the feet and legs of the alligator so he couldn't move. The one with the wind started blowing at him so he couldn't see anything. All the wind was in his eyes. And there was another one who was super, super strong and just started pummeling him in the face and then making him feel like a stupid little narcissistic alligator. This is really lost.
I feel like myself.
Really lost the thread here, guys. And so they pummeled this narcissistic alligator until he finally relented and just fell, not dead, but tired, onto the raft. And they stopped and they said, you know, this is a very lovely alligator. His scales, their scales are so shiny. And look at these beautiful diamond gold crusted accoutrement on this beautiful creature. And so they took off all of the extremely expensive jewels and harnesses and they hawked it. And they decided to buy the beautiful palatial estate next to this lake and turn it into an old Western saloon. At which they featured a lovely narcissistic alligator who would stand up on a stage and sing country Western songs for everybody who came in.
That's the end. That was beautiful.
And the beach ball. The beach ball was reinflated and put on display.
The raccoon is also on display.
What they did was they took the raccoon with all the holes in him and turned him into a clarinet for the alligator to play.
Oh, God. I don't think these are heroes.
Hero villain. I mean, it's a thin line. It's a fine line between the two sometimes.
The taxidermy squad. We'll save your life and we'll make sure we stuff all your animals.
Well, hey, they had very typical superpowers, but they couldn't use them in typical ways.
It's true. So we have 10 minutes left. And I think that what I would like to do, well, we have more than 10 minutes left. We have a little bit of time left, but we don't have enough time to go do the next big thing I was going to do. So I think instead we are going to tie the ends of our story up here a little bit that we've made. So,
did you not hear when I said I lost the thread?
Yeah, well, that's why you got to tie
we
the
don't got
ends.
nothing to tie, man.
When the thread is lost, then you got to go and find and tie them up. And I think the most logical place to start is with Reginald, because he was on the shore and he lost his. He watched a narcissistic alligator bite his wife's head off and turn her into a raft. So I would like to start with just where does Reginald live now? Because they bought his house.
I'm not gonna lie, I was pretty sure the alligator ate him.
The alligator didn't have time. It didn't seem like, because I thought it was like chomp, Gertrude's head's gone. Bam,
Yes.
she's a raft.
But I thought Reginald was back in the house for some reason, and so I thought he would go back, and when they bought the house, the alligator would eat him. But that was just my internal.
Oh, okay, all right. So
Secret
I'm
lore.
very much so in the mindset of eat the rich.
so who would you like to see play Reginald in this in this scene of getting eaten by the alligator, and who's going to play the alligator?
I don't care. I think somebody else should come up with a solution to Reginald.
No, I like it.
I like this one. I'll play Reginald if you'll be the alligator, Leah, because you need to eat the rich, and I'll be the rich so that you can eat.
Yay!
Okay,
So what is are we just improving a scene?
One moment before we improv this scene.
I'm like, where did she go?
Can I see back there?
Oh my God, I'm so out of it.
Can you hear me off stage?
Kind
Yes.
of, yeah.
Kind of a little bit.
Yep.
Can you hear this?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Is that the raccoon that got turned into a clarinet?
You know it is. So we're going to open the scene with the raccoon being played. So you will hear the music of the raccoon. When that stops, I think that...
I want Reginald to die in the old-timey saloon, though, so can he come to visit it at the beginning of the scene?
Yeah.
And see
Yeah,
the
yeah, yeah, that's what I
alligator
was
playing
thinking.
Okay.
Yeah, because that's just set. Hopefully we will hear this little bit of music and it'll be like, ah, yes, we're in the old-timey saloon. Because
Okay.
he's
With
going to walk in.
clarinets.
He's
And,
going to say...
like, I'm imagining the alligators, like... ba-da-da-da-da-da-da.
Yeah. So the
It's a
alligator
burlesque country western saloon.
He's the saloon girl. The alligator's the saloon girl.
Gotta get my little dress thing on.
Megan is going to say what she's called to say is Reginald, whatever that might be. Reginald walks into a saloon, says what Megan's going to say. And we know that the end of the scene is the alligator is going to chomp him. But how we get there, I don't know. All right, I'm going to go provide raccoon music.
I don't know how we got here in the first place.
1 sec, I got to get my raccoon music down.
Well.
Oh.
It seems my old estate has been desecrated by being turned into this tacky dance hall.
Tacky! How dare you, sir? You bourgeois
I ought to
pig.
make a bag and a pair of boots out of you.
Oh, I would just like to see you try.
I would make such a profit, I'd recover my losses and easily buy and sell this place.
Oh, you just wait. I will put so many holes in you, we'll make a bassoon!
A bassoon? What a pauper's instrument that would be.
I'll give you, Popper! Whoa!
Ah!
I didn't expect bassoon slander.
He's the villain.
I mean, he's a big. It's a
What
bassoon
villain
is
would
a
have a
big
good
clarinet.
opinion of the bassoon?
Every
You
villain.
have
It's
to be rooting for him to die.
I
He
told
has
you.
to say horrible things.
There's no good people that play the bassoon. I play the bassoon.
I know, that's why I said bad things about it, so you would be rooting for Reginald to die.
But I also feel like we are establishing Reginald as a hero. He hates the bassoon.
No. He's a. I felt.
He didn't say it was a good person thing. He said it was a paupers thing. He said bassoons were for poor people.
And how dare you call a narcissistic alligator a popper?
Exactly! You were killing the bad guy! I made him a bad guy!
I was no Oliver Twist!
I've outraged everyone as Reginald.
Which is good. All right, final scene of the day. are superheroes. So your choices for characters: super strong guy, blows a lot of wind guy, or stretchy man.
Okay, can I just say I love how the superheroes did not play a pivotal role.
They don't
It's
have
not
names.
about them.
It's not about them. But just like in a Shakespeare play, since they're the ones that are left alive, they have to have the last say. Even though we never cared about them through the whole play. So does anyone have any preferences on which one you would like to be today?
I'm happy with any.
I'll be Windy Man.
I'll be the stretchy one.
I'll be super strong guy. All right, here we are. So Reginald is dead. We have our successful saloon. Yes, and here we are in our saloon office, I think.
I reach for a glass of water that's all the way across the room and easily grab it and slink back.
I'm just stretching my muscles over here.
I'm letting out ginormous sighs.
Oh, my hair.
Oh,
Thank
Sorry,
you,
guys.
Wind Man. You've
Sorry
made
about
my
that.
hair look even more beautiful than my muscles.
Yeah. Boy, how lucky are we to have this saloon? We didn't even have to do much to get it.
What a great retirement for us, just running a saloon.
Yeah. With our good friend, the narcissistic alligator.
I always thought it would be out of my reach.
You stretchy, you get me. Yeah.
Well,
You know,
what now?
the other day, though, I was thinking.
Now
Bit of
that's a
thought.
stretch.
Stretchy, you gotta calm down.
You old windbag.
You're the windbag. Give me another blow, a blow of those lungs. Give me my hair. Look. Nice.
Whoa, you're really making this place shake there, strong boy.
I know. But I was thinking, what happened to the other evil animals?
Oh.
They had a whole room of them.
Oh, well, didn't the alligator hire him to be his backup dancers?
Did he?
I don't
Well,
know.
we got a whole chorus line of
Yeah.
evil animals.
I saw him using a real boa as a boa.
Oh, I
a
thought
feather
you
boa.
guys. I thought you guys were just picking stuff up out of the swamp.
And
was
the bats do a
fiercing
really
it up
great
there.
fan dance.
I love the bat fan dance. It makes me real like makes me just think, oh, did all the good in the world. Bat fan dance.
Yeah.
Well, all's well that ends well here, I guess, then. We'll just keep this lake pristine and beautiful, full
Yeah.
of the islands of animal guts we've thrown out upon it.
I sure am tired. Maybe I'll blow out those candles over there so we can all take a nice rest.
That sounds great. Perfection! I feel like all of our ends are tied well.
We
Well,
took care
thank
of Reggie.
for coming on this storytelling journey with me today.
I love